Safety first. Really stupid. It's how metal sparks. Let's try not to hurt myself now. Gloves do actually help. Gloves also don't help. So I like to keep metal just in case I can use it as scrap wood. Alright guys, so I'm about to cut the steel with my angle grinder. So I guess I've decided that from now on, I don't know if you can see me, I've got it like really zoomed in right now. From now on I'm going to be wearing these respirator masks whenever I cut steel, you know, because it's safe and safety is important. Alright, let's get cutting. So, as is usual with the nature of this beast that is this filing cabinet, I'm going to have to pry off this center bar again, and of course this one's spot welded right on the edges, so that's going to be a pain in the butt. I think I got it. No, I did not. Of course I didn't. There we go. Ow. Now that one of them is off, it becomes a lot easier. Look at that. Right off. It's really rusty underneath. Into the scrap. Let's just fix some of these bends I've made. Actually, that's like the only one. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the letters on now. Alright, so while I was starting to draw on the design, I realized that these edges around here are awfully sharp and I don't like to handle them with my hands, so I take my dremel here with this kind of head, I don't know what it's called, grinding something I assume, and I'm just going to go ahead and file them down basically. This is a Dremel 4000. Very nice tool. I like it a lot. Variable speed. I'm going to keep it at, start with 20 for now. So after about 8 hours of work, I was able to measure out where each letter would go, pretty much perfectly. I freehanded, a lot of the curves and some more annoying parts to measure. Um, but what I've done, although it probably looks like really ugly right now, is anywhere where there's a dot, I'm going to make a cut. And wherever there's a solid squiggle is where, is a piece that I'm going to be taking out. So, for example, on the E, I would end up cutting here and here, around this part, and I would take this part out. I wouldn't take this part out. This part is basically what's going to be left over to make the shape of the E in the hole. So, let's start cutting. Alright, so, I've got my Dremel plugged in over here. Same Dremel as before, the Dremel 4000. It is about 18 or 19 on the speed. I'm not sure what that is in RPM. And this is still metal, and this is still a cutting wheel on the edge of this. So, gotta put on the mask, even though I hate it a lot, and all other safety measures. Just because I don't feel like dying today. So, first I'm going to be starting out by cutting the eye of incisions. Alright, I don't think this is going fast enough. 25. Too fast. Way too fast. So what I ended up doing is I turned the Dremel up way too fast for this little thing, and I found two of the pieces, and it just completely cracked apart. I should not have done that. I guess I'm too used to the angle grinder and that thick cutting wheel. Cut-off wheel, whatever it is. And yeah, I'm sorry, Dremel, and a little tiny cut-off wheel. So I'm just gonna throw a new one on there. The little tiny hole stayed in though. Still nice and perfect. Alright, so I've got a new cut-off wheel on the Dremel. I can speed back down to 19 or 18, something like that. And let's continue this. I think this one is thicker. It isn't really a surprise, but wow, the metal gets really hot even from this thing. I can feel it through the gloves. So for the ends here and here, I'm going to have to use something a lot more, a lot smaller, so I can, here, let me look this up. I have to use something smaller to be able to get into these areas here and here, because I don't want to make any more mistakes cutting on things I don't want to cut on. Alright, so I think I have quite literally remade the definition of use it till it's dead. Remember that new cutoff wheel that I put on here? It's all the way down. Can you see that? It is all the way down. And my Dremel is really warm right now. And honestly, I haven't cut that much. I have cut out the rest of the eye and the rest of the end. And I've also made a few cuts on other eyes and a little bit of the O down here that's going to stay on. Now I did, I was able to cut out these parts here, 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 and here, and obviously these two, and this one as well, with the other eyes. That was only because the cutoff wheel got smaller as I was using it, so that was actually really nice in my opinion, that I could get that small so that I could make those tinier cuts. I'm going to file it a little bit. Just a file. Alright, so I'm lazy. I realized that I also didn't really have enough cutoff wheels for all of this. So I'm just going to use the angle grinder for the larger pieces. I mean, it makes sense, you know. Mostly just the middle letters steel. I've got this cutoff wheel worn down a little bit, so it's maybe half as small than the brand new one, so it'll work just fine. Ooh, that works a lot faster. Yeah, I'm going to use that a little bit. So right now I've pretty much got all of the big cuts done. You know, the L, both E's, the T, obviously the I in the end from before. Yeah, I'll Dremel out some of these other pieces, and we'll get this cleaned up, and I'll probably have the TEEL out today. And then I think I'm gonna call it a night. Well, night. It's still kind of day. It's like right after 6:30 or something. Again. Once again, broke off. Of course. These cutoff wheels do not like this steel at all. Alright, got another one. Hopefully this one works. Doesn't break. I'm done. I quit.